What is it?
That's the start of the podcast. I'm not editing in that. Doc says, "Do you have an outline?" Shared, yes. Google Drive. That's all right. I'm gonna make this easy for you, Docs, because this is on YouTube too, and we're gonna do some YouTube magic, and I'm gonna literally put my write-ups straight on the screen, so you'll be able to easily follow along. Just keep in mind that those stats are not up to date, and that's how the podcast begins. Welcome to the Fantasy Aceball podcast. This is your host, Tim Kanak. You can find me on the X at Fantasy Aceball. And obviously, with us is Doc Eisenhauer. I don't know why, man. Arnold Eisenhauer. Get down. Doc Eisenhauer, get down.
Eisenhauer. Yeah, it's a German name. You know what they say about Germans?
What?
Oh, man, they say a lot of things, man. I figured you knew.
No, well, I didn't know if you were going to
I said you know what they say about Germans. I didn't say I know. I don't know what they know.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know if it was going to mustache joke or what, or where we were heading with that one.
I don't know, man. I was thinking like beer. Oktoberfest is coming up, but I guess yeah, there's other ways to spin it. So no Oktoberfest.
No. In Florida, there are no white people holidays. They're not existent.
Okay, you're in the
St. Patrick's Day. No, Oktoberfest. No, they're just.
Dude, go north. Go north, and you'll go south.
Yeah. Here, I have not celebrated Oktoberfest since I lived in Missouri back in the day. It just doesn't happen here. St. Patrick's Day. Oh, actually, for St. Patrick's Day, one time I did go to Tampa and went to a light St. Louis Blues Tampa Bay Lightning game, and then hit up a bunch of pubs. And they had like a big St. Patty's Day thing. Everyone was.
Of course they did.
It was cool. Yeah. That's Tampa. That's not Miami.
Yeah,
that's not Miami. So anyway, fun start to the podcast here. We're gonna roll right into it. I just recorded with Eric yesterday. We did
Eric with no last name required.
Eric. Just the Eric, like Ichiro. Eric Cross now is just Ichiro for prospect talk. There's no other Erics. There's a ton of Chris's. So if you got the Welsh, you got Blessing, you got Clegg, too many Chris's. so you have to kind of differentiate your Chris's, but Eric's no. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna start off at number 100 with shortstop. And you're doing the Giants, right? You're going to be writing about the Giants for Prospects Live this offseason. We got shortstop Johnny Level with the Giants, 18 years old. And let me show the screen here so that Doc has some basis of the rankings that we're at right now. So if you're watching on YouTube at the Tim Kanak, you can follow along with the prospect rankings as I zoom up to number 100. But Johnny Level was in complex to begin the season, transitioned over to A-ball, and had a very nice transition to A-ball. One of the things I really like about him, Doc, is that he had a 78% contact rate as an 18-year-old in A-ball and complex, which is actually kind of unheard of. A lot of these other guys that are A-ball guys, they have pretty bad contacts. So happy to see a 78% contact rate for him. And he does hit the ball pretty hard. He's logged exit velocities of 111.8 and 112 this year. So almost at 112 as an 18-year-old. So I give him a 45-50 on hit. I give him a 50 to 60 grade on plate approach. And I give him a 35 right now on power, but a potential 60 because he's running 11 home runs right now with 20 steals and only 27 extra base hits. So I think he kind of needs to work on the angles a little bit to get to more power. But obviously, as an 18-year-old, if you've mashed it around 112 a couple of times, you've got some power in the tank.
What's up with his ratios? What's up with the back of the baseball card? Is he not making good contact would be my concern. I mean, it's like he's got like a 218 batting average. And then the 328 OPP is fine, but yeah, that'd be my red flag. But I mean, in complex, he was crushing it. So that's nice to see. He's only 18 years old. I think you're right that there's plenty of upside here. Got a great name, Johnny Level. Sounds like he's from a video game, probably because the word levels in it. So I think of video games. And so I don't know, man. Yeah, it's a long road ahead for this guy. You got to think about anyone come up in the Giant system. Of course, you can be traded at any point in time when you're only 18 at A-ball. But yeah, I mean, you got to have plus. You got to have Bryce Elbridge power to really be reliable there. So we'll see what he develops into. I have no idea how big he really is because he's one of those guys that's listed at 5'10", 154. So we'll see. I'm always just like, yeah.
He's not 154. I've seen way too much video of him. If he's 154, then I'll eat my computer screen. But this is why he hasn't gotten to the power doc. It's all about the angles for Johnny Level. At A-ball, he's at a 56.4% ground ball rate. Ew. that's just ew for power. That is why the home run total has not matched the exit velocities that he's put up right now. It's bad angles, but good contact and good potential power. So, 18 years old, you have time to fix the angles. When you're Jordan Walker with terrible angles at 24 years old, still 3 years into the majors, then I get concerned. When you're 18 years old in A-ball, I'm really not too concerned at that point. So that's Johnny Level for you. You got anything else on Level before we move up a level into the next player?
Nah, I was gonna hit that one if you missed it. No, I'm good.
All right, right on. We are gonna go to number 99. Now in the top 100, another A-ball guy, big name at this time, Tyson Lewis with the Reds. Kind of interesting. I grouped Level and Lewis here because they were both in complex. They both were promoted to A-ball at a similar time. For Tyson Lewis, it's kind of completely different tools. Like this dude is basically like the shortstop version of Spencer Jones. Just terrible hit tool with amazing power speed potential. So he was rumored to have a 119.4 max EV in his first hit or something like that in complex this year. But at A-ball, where we actually have real stats, like real StatCast, because we're in Florida State League, he has hit a home run of 114.8. So even though that complex EV might be a myth, he, as a 19-year-old, has a 114.8 mile per hour homer at A-ball. And he also has an insane 107.9 90th percentile EV as a 19-year-old at A-ball. That's like Samuel Basayo, Nick Kurtz level power here. See, I threw another level in there for Tyson Lewis. The terrible thing, though, Doc, is the plate skills and the hit tool. 63.9% contact rate, 69.3% zone contact rate. Sadly, those are both better than Spencer Jones still. And then plate skills, 20.8% swing strike rate. All atrocious, but he has a ton of power, a ton of speed, and a 33% line drive rate. So he actually does get really good angles for that power. And I mentioned the speed. He's got 24 steals. I give him a 65 out of 70 on the speed. Reason being is that he's been caught stealing too many times. Like his caught stealing ratio is not the greatest for Tyson Lewis, but he does have like top flight actually like foot speed. What do you got on Tyson Lewis?
He's the next Vance Honeycutt. He's all flash and no substance. I'm sorry, kid. I looked up Vance Honeycutt, and so, when you go on Fangraphs and you just like hit enter without clicking the minor league player, you'll get like whatever MLB player is the closest. It came up with Dazzy Vance, long lost. He's the ancestor of JD, obviously.
It's an 1800s player, right?
1891, he was born. He lived to be 69 years old. Absolutely classic. Dazzy Vance was a pitcher. Probably like hit too. No, he was a pitcher. Actually, pretty good ERA. K9 was atrocious, but a Miles Michaelis of his time. So this is all to say, I'd rather talk about Dazzy Vance than Tyson Lewis, and it's too bad because he was a big offseason darling, and I was sitting there thinking, I got no shares. Dang, it's too bad. And it's like, Vance Honeycutt's sitting over here with like a 40% strikeout rate. So, but like, it's actually a similar contact rate. So actually, Vance Honeycutt at high A right now, 63% contact rate now. He's older. He's a little older. But
come on, he's not that bad. Look, this is the thing. He's still young. He still has the.
But he doesn't have this.
At least that's why I give him on the hit at 20 out of 40 because he is so young that you don't know. Is he going to be a great hitter ever? No. Is he going to be an average hitter? Probably not. But if he's a 40 great hitter with that power and speed, then he will play, right? Like if he can take enough walks,
and keep it to like try to limit it to a 30% K rate. If he can be Nolan Gorman who walks, which by the way, Gorman started walking a little bit the last month, but yeah, if you can do that sooner and have that crazy those tools, yeah, it's like I mean, you could if someone's trying to get rid of him for nothing, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, I comped him to a bigger lefty, Matt McLean. He's even got similar mechanics, and you see
was Matt McLean ever that bad with his contact?
McLean runs all on quality contact. His contact rate isn't that great. It's more on his quality contact because he gets when he's running right, he's like number one in sweet spot. He's like 99th percentile in sweet spot percentage. But if he's not barreling and he's not getting good angles, then it just makes him not as effective. But that's what I've got. I don't know, or you could call him like Zach Galoff, something like that. But he's kind of like in that mold. Yeah. But I think he's more insane. I think like more intense. He's got more speed and more power than those guys. So there's like a whole nother level. Like that's what I said.
Desi Vance,
Spencer Jones. Desi Vance. Number 98, Dalton Rushing. This is a guy that everybody knows. Classic Dodgers prospect, gets called up, rides the bench, doesn't have enough at bats still. Even though he's been on this. So like this is the thing is when I did my prospect rankings, I did not include the 45 days or whatever on the active roster. I just did it straight up by at bats or innings pitched. And like this dude has been on the active roster for what, 2.5 months now, and he still doesn't have enough at bats to qualify. Because that's what the Dodgers do, right? They get a bunch of dudes, they call them up at 24, 25, and then they don't play them. So Dalton Rushing, though, I still like him, like good hit tool. I don't know if this is a guy, what their plan is for him in the offseason. Is he just going to be, he's basically just been the backup catcher. Are they going to try him at other positions this offseason? Or are they just going to trade him? Because, I mean, Will Smith is still signed for like 4 or 5 years or whatever. So, like, what are you going to do with Rushing? I think it'd be dumb to just let him rot as a backup catcher. Like, two games a week, really? You're going to do that with one of your top prospects. But, you know, there's good power there. He still gets to 112 EVs. Like, his season has sucked due to inconsistencies. So, like, his major league stats, I just don't even care. Because he's playing 1 game a week, 2 games a week. When you're inconsistent like that, it's really hard to catch on. So I kind of just ignore the MLB stats. Where are you at on Rushing right now?
I always liked him, and I will say that like this is like I'm not giving up on yet, but you can just feel there's just no prospect shine at all anymore. So really good buying window possibly this offseason. I recommend it. His Savant page is really weird. Again, I think you're right. He's not really having a chance to settle in, but he's actually among the best in the league at not chasing. Now, if you could just stop whiffing and striking out in general, that would be fantastic. But there's some hope there. It's not like it's a garbage profile all around. It looks like he'll probably learn how to walk. He's like a little baby. He needs to learn how to walk. But yeah, his bat speed's solid. He's hitting the ball hard enough, which is interesting because he's not making a lot of contact. So still the average exit velos, despite not being at his best, not squaring the ball up the way he probably will at his peak. It shows you that there is, if you just dig into that profile and of course look at the minor league track record, that there is something here, and he's getting a little older. People love they love the super young kids. He'll be 25 by the time next season rolls around, and that's when it's over. Retire, hang him up, kid. You're done. Says too many people. No, this is he looks like he's going to be like a classic guy who breaks out 25, 26 years old. Hopefully not 27 if he actually is tormented and kept on the Dodgers a la Michael Busch. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Henry Davis scenario. I think he's too good for that. So I think you're right. I think it is a good chance to buy. Hopefully the Dodgers trade him and then you get full-time playing time, or hopefully he learns to play in the outfield this offseason. Yep. Number 97, Cooper Pratt with the Brewers. Big athletic shortstop, 6'5" shortstop. Talked about Ava Arquette in the last pod with Eric Cross, with just Eric. And Ava got a lot of comps to Cooper Pratt. So Cooper Pratt just really hasn't developed. So I'm probably one of the furthest down guys on him. as far as rankings, because a lot of people are really high on him because people are like, oh, he's 6'5". That power is going to come. Just wait. But I don't know. I feel like it's just like sometimes these big guys with long arms, they just don't get they can never develop the power swing because he's got good contact, 78.5%. And he has a really good plate approach. He always walks a lot. He barely strikes out. But we still have not seen the power. 8 home runs last year, only 8 home runs this year. I mean, he's got speed, 27 last year, 28 this year. But I just don't really know if the power is ever going to come. So I'm not as high on him as other guys. So like I put his power as a 35-45, which is what kind of pushes him down. I mean, like I still like him as a player, but like if you're a hit guy who might steal 20 bags, like I don't know, like what is he? Like I comped him to a big version of Ha-Seong Kim, which Ha-Seong Kim had the one really good season, right? But besides that, he's been like kind of
Health's been his issue.
Yeah, I mean, like he's had good OBPs, right? He hits 250, 260. He had the one really good year, but besides that, he's been like 10 to 15 homers, somewhere in that range, with 20 steals. And it's like that's solid, but is that like world changing? No. So what do you think on Cooper Pratt?
Yeah, I'm somewhere in that ballpark. I think it's a situation. I think you might have a little bit of Jordan Walker PTSD from the sounds of what you were saying there. It's just when they're too tall and just like I don't see the power. Maybe it's never gonna come, man. Maybe it's never gonna come. My God.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So Cooper Pratt. Here's the deal. It's not like a scientific thing, but I get a little bit pessimistic when there's too many all-star can't miss prospects in one system. I'm like, they can't all. Like it's just such low odds that they're all going to be rock stars. Orioles seems like, oh man, they're the powerhouse is here. Guess not, right? Like it's just so crazy how harsh the wake up call can be in MLB. And gosh darn it, I didn't think this was going to happen, but Caleb Durbin, we have to shout him out. Like the kid, he's actually like a major leaguer, and yeah, maybe it's not like a superstar or something like that, but compare that to a Dalton Rushing or a Christian Campbell. These like bigger names. Kobe Mayo. Who would you rather have right now? I've been meaning to post this. Kobe Mayo or Caleb Durbin in your dynasty. Pick one.
Yeah. I was never even a big Kobe Mayo guy.
It's not looking good.
No, it's not.
And that's like I actually would buy really low, but it's not going to. Anyway, so sticking with Pratt here, I think it looks like his fielding's good. Fangraphs agrees with you. Doesn't actually think he's going to ever get to anything above a 45 game power, which is interesting. Yeah, for a big-bodied guy. But hey, Brandon Nimmo, for most of his career, wasn't really full of power. So, yeah, it's I guess someone's going to like him more than I do. I actually don't have a ton of feelings about him, but the athleticism's there. It's interesting, but it's just never a guy I'm going to go ahead and reach on.
Yeah, I mean, he's 21 now, and his max EV in his whole career is 106.5.
That's crazy. Durbin's got him.
Yeah, that's not that great. 96, Felman Celestin. This is a guy that's fallen a bit for me. I had him at 47 last time. He keeps getting hurt. He got hurt last year.
Is the Welsh really big on him? Am I crazy?
Yeah, he's big on him. He's big on Feldman. He's big on Brayler Guerrero. Those are like a couple of the guys that he's pretty big on. But Feldman, I like the profile still, and he's great defensively, but he hasn't really gotten any better this year versus last year. Like I liked him a lot last year in Complex, and then before he could get the call to A-ball, because it looked like he was going to come up to A-ball, he broke his hamate bone. Right, got hit by a pitch, broke the hamate bone, out for the year. And then this year, the power's down. Like his EV numbers are down from what reportedly he was doing at Complex and in the DSL. And now the contact is only 73.2. So I'm like, okay, so we've got a good defensive player here. He's a big switch hitter. So there's a lot of projectability still with Felon. He's still only 19 years old, but like the contact rates are not improving. The power is hurt. Like it has not really returned from his hamate surgery, and he still only had 3 bombs last year. So it's like he was like putting up, Rainiel Rodriguez numbers or whatever. But I don't know. I think he's just like a lot of projection right now. There's just like a lot of hope. It's like he's a Hail Mary, right? Like he's just a guy. It's like, okay, there's a lot to like here in the body. Like he's had all these great EVs down in when he was, down in complex DSL, whatever. And it's like, okay, so we're just putting a hope and a prayer that he actually develops into the tool set that he has. Like that's just where it's just guesswork. So I don't know. Like I like him because he is very projectable, but it's a risk. He's a high risk prospect right now.
20 years old is not old, but it's not like you're not in like the child zone anymore. So when you're at high A, going over 30K rate, it's a little more concerning. It's not a death knell, and I think he's still got a really high walk rate. So 18% walk rate, 31% K rate. Back of the baseball card sucks. 158 average. On the year, I mean, you're looking at low A. Maybe that's more fair. Better numbers. Still only 5 home runs, 20 stolen bases. I've heard, I think it was Chris Clegg said he's not as big as he's listed here. I think maybe that was Leo DeVries. I don't know. Don't take my word on that one. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a ball player here. His contact rates are fine. If he's really good at defense, that's okay. But I think you're right. Like this is like sometimes what can happen with a Jesus Made or like a Luis Pena. Like sometimes they're superstars. Sometimes they're just like fine. Yeah. Sometimes they take weird journeys like Profar or Lindor. It's he's work. Sometimes these guys work out. Sometimes they don't. It's just. I just feel like there's less known quantities and qualities with the DSL guys. So I miss out on the fun, but this is a guy who I acquired in a league in our 30-teamer. You're in it. I love it. And I shipped him away almost immediately to a guy who was a huge fan. So worked out. I don't know, man. Like this, just the story is yet to be written on this guy, but I'm not seeing superstar early on. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree with that. So top 100 for you, or is he out?
He's probably going to make the top. I don't know. I have to think about it. I'm getting way better with my prospects. The Welsh invited me to this industry thing. You keep sniping my guys. You keep sniping. Who'd you snipe? You sniped, Weatherholt, Florentino, Thomas White, Bonnemer, Doyle. Like, get out of this. Matthews, get out of this league, bro. Not happy. Not happy with
Your guys, huh? Your guys.
Yeah.
Well, you did grab Eli Willits in the 4th, which I thought was interesting. So
you think that's a little high?
Yeah, I wouldn't have him that high. And then you sniped Joshua Baez for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
and I did that with intent.
Because and you got Carter Jensen.
Yeah.
I thought about getting Jensen, but I like Tite a little bit better, so I went Tite.
No, that's a bad pick for you. But yeah, Joshua Baez, if that comes back to you there, who'd you rather have, Baez or Culpepper?
Oh, I've got Culpepper ranked much higher right now.
Okay,
Baez has a ton of potential.
Start believing, bro. I'm telling you, I'm finding myself. I don't know if you noticed with this episode, but there's less delays. Part of it is my computer is not 10 years old anymore, so I can actually click around a little quicker. But part of it is I'm being forced into the prospect mode, and some of my teams my seasons are ending, so I'm not. I'm starting to shift to dynasty prospects mode. Doc's going to be more useful on the podcast just when the season ends.
Yeah, nice. And guess what? We're going to talk more about Baez later. Hint, hint. Okay. So stick around. Number 95. I've got shortstop.
Oh, finally, a guy I don't know again. Okay.
You don't know, dude. You don't know Josuar de Jesus Gonzalez. I just put up Josuar Gonzalez here because his Fangraphs page changed. They got rid of the de Jesus. They're Americanizing him. Nice. He's leaving the DSL this year. Coming stateside and like 4 names, get out of here.
That Leonardo, it doesn't just happen to, it happens to white guys too. Leonardo DiCaprio, he went to Hollywood. They try to call him Lenny Davidson or something like that, something with a D.
Dirk Diggler.
They tried calling him something, and he's like, "No, I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio. I think it's going to work out."
Yeah. Who is it? Charlie Sheen and Martin Sheen. Their last name's actually Estevez. Ooh, Carlos Estevez is his real name.
Well. So who did you say they are?
Martin Sheen is actually Martin Estevez, and Charlie Sheen is
And
Carlos Estevez. The brother is Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
Okay. D2,
some,
Mighty Ducks.
Some lore. Yep.
I don't know why I went to D2 instead of D1. I think I like D2 better. That's one of those sequels that actually holds up. So, Bash Brothers, baby. Number 95, shortstop Joswar Gonzalez after that D2er. DSL, 288, 404, 455 in the DSL, 16% walk rate and 15% K rate. Hardly ever see walks over Ks in the DSL. That's why I like him and Edgar Montero so much. Dude, 33 steals in the DSL this year. And you're going to love this comp. I comped him to Wander Franco. Yeah, I knew you'd like that one.
Doc disappeared, but if for the listeners, I was across the room. It probably sounded funnier, but like more of like a distant, like some guy just stubbed his toe in the distance.
Yeah. Pretty much. But this guy is all tools. He was like the number one international signee in the offseason. My grades for him, I got a 45-55 on the hit, 50-60 on the plate approach, 40-60 on the power, 60-65 on the speed. This is your next year's Jesus Made in my mind. Like same type of player, shortstop, switch hitting kid from the DSL. Like this is your next year Jesus Made is Joswar Gonzalez with the Giants.
First of all, I gotta say, looks like I should have streamed Miles Michaelis after all in every league because he's handling the A's as we would all expect. 33. I mean, just I don't know how you can look at these, these stats and just think they mean anything. is where I'm at. I do like that he's 6 feet tall already. Like that he could actually grow an inch or two. And 167.
This is what matters in the DSL. Hint here. The steals, you're going to look at the ratio only. You're not going to look at the quantity of steals. What you're going to look at is, okay, 33 steals, only 5 caught stealing. That matters more than just the total number. Also, what you're going to look at is swing strike rate. 9.5% swing strike rate. Most of these guys in the DSL are running like 20% swing strike rates. So that's good. More walks than Ks. That is also good. And contact rate, 78.9% in the DSL is like unheard of. That's like legendary hit tool status in the DSL. So those are those and then like his exit velocities are the numbers that you're going to look at when you're looking at DSL players. You don't care about counting stats. None of that crap matters in the DSL.
I think it's just when a DSL, the most valuable thing you can do there is just use your eyes and see what does this kid look like? How does he move?
He looks like Wander Franco without a 15-year-old girlfriend. He's only 17 though. I guess that's okay for him.
Yeah, he's yeah, it's like I guess, bro. You got one more month, then it gets a little weird. Yeah. So I mean, you're never gonna sell me in the DSL types. Like again, you couldn't sell me on Jesus Mate. You'd be able to sell me on Jesus Mate because that was back when everyone was calling him Jesus Made, and I still think we should call him that because that makes him sound even cooler. And that's my take on Joswar Gonzalez.
Joswar, man, Joswar, come on.
I'll remember that one. I'll call him a Tim Kanak call out if he makes it.
Number 94, Jefferson Rojas with the Cubs. Jefferson Rojas is a dude that I thought was toast last year. He was so bad last year. I liked him a lot when he was in Aceball in 2023, bad 2024. And then he's come back around this year. 81.3% contact rate in AA this year as a 20-year-old. Also some pretty decent EVs. 103.3, 90th percentile last year as a 19-year-old was pretty good. 104, I think, is major league average on the 90th percentile. So you've got a solid to like above average power tool here. I think the only difference is like angles wise. He doesn't get to good angles. 50% ground ball rate, no bueno. But hit, I give him 50 out of 55, plate approach 55 out of 60, power 40 out of 50, and speed 55 out of 50. So you've got like a really good starting player here. I kind of think he reminds me of Xander Bogaerts, like mechanically and kind of like profile wise. So I threw a comp on small Xander Bogaerts here for Jefferson Rojas.
Yeah, I mean, how does that make you feel? Do you have a hard time maintaining neutrality with the Cubs prospects?
No, I hate them all.
So you
No,
don't have so you have no hard time because it's just automatic hatred. Well, hey,
yes.
this guy made your list.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, also I was pretty high on PCA. Jackson Wiggins, I'm probably lower on than most people. Owen Casey, I know I'm lower on than most people. But Rojas, I like
but you
better
were
than most.
high. You were high on PCA.
Yeah, I had PCA as like number 16 or 17 or something in my prospect rankings before he graduated.
I'm not. I haven't done a single victory lap other than on my on Dynasty Dingers podcast, where I'm just like, it was logical that this implosion would happen if you're running like a 305 OBP when you're the best player in the league. Like, what's your floor? What's your floor, right? So the approach has shown itself. But Rojas, yeah, I don't know much about him. I know of him, and I'm surprised he's at Double A. This is not even that recent of a thing. Seems like he's holding his own there, and the power has just evaporated. I'm sure you mentioned that as I was watching Miles Michaelis just handle it.
Dude, home start. Michaelis at home. As I know, of course, I know this is a Cardinals fan. Michaelis at home has like an under 3 ERA this year, and then his road ERA is like 7.
Oh,
so
that's
you
classic
start him
move.
at home only.
Do love the contact rates with this guy. Yeah, I mean, there's something here. I guess I don't sound too excited because I'm not too excited, but I mean, for a 20-year-old at Double A, it's pretty good. You know, the power will hopefully come back.
All right, top 100 for you.
Maybe we'll see.
That's gonna be the answer on all of them. Number 93. This is a Ross Jensen special. I actually had a little back and forth with him about a month ago over Andrew Salas versus Juniker Caceres. I don't. This is one, dude. I lived in Miami for like 15 years, and this is one I can't even. What is he? Venezuelan? That looks like a Venezuelan name to me.
He's something. He's Venezuelan.
He's something. Yeah, I was gonna say, dude. I've been around Miami for way too long. I know all that, but I cannot say that name. Caceres, Juniker Caceres. But anyway, the dude is good. I'll give it to him. And Ross is the one who, he was like, hey, he's gonna be better than Andrew Salas. And I'm like, yeah, hold on here. He's in complex, and Andrew Salas is in A-ball as a 17-year-old. So I don't really know about that, but I think he's right because I think he's just got more natural power. So this dude here, 82.6% contact rate on the year, 108 max EV in the DSL last year when he was 17. Now he's 18. 105.9 90th percentile, which is also insane for someone who is this young and also because of his size. But he's got really interesting tools. I don't think that the speed is there. But I think that the power is going to develop. I give him a 50-60 on the power, 50-60 on the hit, and 55-60 on the plate approach because he's walking more than he's striking out right now. That is Juniker Caceres, Caceres, with the Guardians.
He's a little baby, 18 years and 18 days.
18.
Yeah, I got great contact numbers. I just feel like it's unless they're Connor Griffining it up, I kind of have a hard time. Once they're in Pro Ball, once they're America State side, I get more excited. But
he's in A-ball, brah.
He's in A-ball, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yeah. Once I'm like,
you like him now because he's in A-ball.
I'm saying I get a little more excited. I don't get excited with one home run in 26 games. It's like that's fine. He's probably doing fine. I just don't see enough to like really get fired up about him. I'm sure he's a scout the stat line darling. That's why Ross is on him. But yeah, looks fine. I have minimal opinions. What rank are we going up to tonight?
76.
Okay, good. Well, I got minimal feelings. I feel neutral about it. He seems like a classic Guardians hitter, though, so I'm not getting too excited about it. Just like a real boring, probably makes it. Maybe he's a utility guy. I don't know.
Here's the opposite of boring. Number 92 is catcher Moises Ballesteros with the Cubs. He is the Oompa Loompa of baseball. Amazing hit tool. I don't know what he's going to do defensively. Good plate approach. He's basically just Alejandro Kirk 2.0 or lefty Pablo Sandoval. Like whatever. Between those two guys, that's what he is. He's just some mishmash of Pablo Sandoval and Alejandro Kirk, basically. 81.5% contact, 86.6% zone contact. The thing is, like, what are the Cubs going to do? Is he going to be because he can't play in the field? Catcher, DH. I don't really know how they're going to find a position for him, which really affects his ranking for me. But he is a really good pure hitter. Like, that's undeniable. 122 WRC plus is a 21-year-old. So just really good hitter, 60-60 hit tool. I can't give him more than a 60 on the hit tool just because I feel like he just, I don't know. I don't think he can get to, he's not like Luis Arias. He doesn't have that kind of skill in my opinion, but he's going to be he's going to be a nice solid player if they can find a spot for him.
He's got a higher contact percentage than zone contact in MLB. Or yeah, he does. 86.5 contact, 84% zone contact, which is unusual. Yeah, so he's got a good hit tool. It's just, the Pablo Sandoval saying we've been saying it all along. He needs to get a shot. Talk about Dalton Rushing. This guy's got 6 games, 20 plate appearances in MLB. So it's funny. The shine's already gone, though. Somehow it's gone or very much evaporated. Yeah, the profile's limited. He needs to go to a cruddy team. Imagine how good this guy. Imagine how good this guy would hit 20 bombs probably in I was gonna say Oakland with the Athletics. Just like find a spot for him on some silly team like
Rays.
that. I don't know.
I'm on the Rays.
Yeah,
White Sox.
Rays. Yeah.
Figure something.
Yeah. Oh man, the White Sox, he'd be super excited. Just he's already in town. He's got a house, so you're good. Anyway, it's it's funny. You said this is the opposite of boring. No, I think it's pretty boring, but it could
boring
be productive.
profile, not a boring body type.
Correct.
Correct. Very correct. Number 91, Colby Thomas. This guy's in the pros now. And when I did my write-up, he was not at the at-bats, the 130 at-bats. I don't know. Maybe he's there now. But a ton of power here with Colby Thomas. Terrible plate approach. We've talked about him a lot before on the podcast. I've always been comping him to like Adolis Garcia because there's a lot of power here. There's some speed here. And then there's a very terrible hit tool and a very, very terrible plate approach, which you see in the majors right now with a 45.2% chase rate, a 19.2% swinging strike rate, which is what has led to a 37% strikeout rate for him. Only 77 at-bats, by the way. But he is getting to nice power when he does make contact. Almost, 92.5 average exit velocity and a 208 ISO and a 10.2% barrel rate. So quality of contact is high. Contact itself is not high. Plate approach is atrocious. But maybe if he can hit the ball enough, then you've got he can run into a 30 homer season. What do you think about Colby Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the ridiculously high strikeout rate at the big league level, but the underlying contact rates aren't condemning. Even if he's struggling like that with just a smidge under 70% contact, that's not and an 83% zone contact. Just bumped it up a little, right? We're in like a territory where maybe he can put this together here. And again, yeah, you're right. The tools are looking pretty good. I would say there's a little concern just looking at his cost stealing rates. So maybe he doesn't give you the steals we think he might. But that's 31 home runs last year in the minors, 18 at AAA this year in 82 games, 4 in 32 major league games. So, I mean, probably a 20-plus home run at bat if he can make enough contact. Maybe he's more selective with the stolen bases. Maybe he gets you 10 or something like that. This is not someone who gets me super excited, but, I mean, this guy could be a major leaguer. If he walk enough and strike out a little less, This is a major leaguer here. I'm not really familiar with his defense, but look, like I'm a 50 grade. Yeah, it's just about everything else I'm saying about him. Yeah, it's just good. But hey, if he can stick around with the A's and their little rinky-dink stadiums, I don't know. Maybe he has 30. I don't know.
Yeah, just got to figure out the zone, man. You're not going to live on a 45% chase rate or whatever. Like, you got to figure out that zone. You got to get that down. At least. Well,
zone contact is like okay, bad. Which is weird, but yeah.
You want if you have a bad plate approach, that's okay. You just can't have an atrocious plate approach. You can't have a fall off the cliff plate approach with that kind of power. Number 90 is starting pitcher Ryan Sloan. This is a dude that I love. Comp for him is Chris Carpenter with a slider instead of a curve. Still only 19 years old. Great season so far this year. Already in high A after getting drafted. And I just really love the arsenal. He's got a 2.76 JA ERA on the season, So, which matters more than the ERA if you're looking at pitchers. I'll take Sierra over ERA all day. But he's got a 95 to 99 mile per hour fastball. I threw 60 grade on that fastball. He's got a sweeper that's low 80s. I put a 55 out of 60 because I think if he adds a couple ticks to that, if that sweeper can get like more instead of 80 to 85, if he's got like an 82 to 83 to 87 range, that sweeper is going to play a bit better. Then he's got a cutter or gyro slider or whatever the hell you want to call it nowadays, 93, 94 mile per hour gyro slider. Then he's got a splitter that he throws 85 to 88. And I put 50s on both of those pitches. And he's got 60 grade command. Like you don't find young guys with this kind of command. Like his command is on point. He's built like a freaking horse. Like this dude looks like a starter at 6'5", 220 pounds and a 4.5% walk rate on the season. And even Doc in high A in 11 innings, he has 0 walks so far. And not to mention, he's in the Mariners organization, like the best org at developing pitchers ever. So like that's just cherry on top. Bung, Ryan Sloan.
Hey man, it's finally someone I'm excited about. I feel like I've been the bad guy. The last little run here. But I will say that Ryan Sloan is someone who I think I agree with everything you're saying. And I'm not going to be. There's basically nothing to add. Almost, it's just like I'm excited. I got him in at least one league. I think. Yeah, it's almost. I don't know. I feel like he's gone like super highly rated. Like everyone was all about him, then kind of forgot. Am I crazy, or like I feel like he's been underrated at some points this season?
It's because people love hype. And so now everyone.
You don't even really have him as high as maybe I would have him. Maybe
everyone's like, forget about Ryan Sloan. We got Johnny King now. We got Johnny King. We got Kendrick Churio. He's just get the Sloan out of here. Like that's how people are.
Yeah. It might be that thing I talk about too. I don't think I'm the only one. Whenever I have a thought, I just assume I'm dumb and I'm not an original person, and so I assume someone else has had that thought. At this point, that's the demoralizing fact about X. You can see, oh yeah, someone else had that. That's why sometimes I have to go to my extremes with like Caleb Durbin. I'm like, and Miles Michaelis. I'm like, I'm liking the guy nobody likes. I'm liking him. It's kind of original. It's the 6th inning, and Miles Michaelis has only 1 run against him and a pretty good lineup, and Kurtz is back. So that's around. Of course, Kurtz scored the only run. And by the way, there were runners on the corners. Jacob Wilson, one of the better hitters in baseball, and he got him to pop out. So that's just clutch, bro. Can't teach that. That's Ryan Sloan. Ryan Sloan could be Miles Michaelis, but get this, everyone, even better.
I hope. Dear God.
Mic drop. Mic drop. No, but I'm there with you. Oh, we got another fun guy here. Let's move on to him too.
Another guy you love, 89 starting pitcher Daniel Egan with the Diamondbacks.
Crazy you have him above Sloan. It's aggressive. You're making me mad at you now because you're trying to. But I have him higher overall. But that's I'll make up for that.
Well, he's also closer. He's got a proximity bump here, and also I actually like his arsenal better than Sloan. I think Sloan's is safer, but Egan has some higher end pitches in the arsenal. My comp for Daniel Egan is Ryan Pepio. I think that's like a spot. I love that comp, dude. I think that's like spot on.
Well, he wants to be like Zach Gallen. Yeah. So that's a comp that he's giving himself.
He's better than Zach Gallen. That's the thing. He already throws way harder than Zach Gallen ever has. So Daniel Egan, 105 innings this year. Amazing. 23.7 K minus walk, over 16% swinging strike rate, 33% CSW, a 2.46 JA ERA. That's sick. Daniel Egan is this year's Quinn Matthews, man. Daniel Egan is that guy this year. The arsenal, I love. The fastball is a 93 to 96 mile per hour fastball. He's got the super over the top arm slot, and the fastball has a ton of ride on it. So I love it. That's why I would give it a 60 out of 65 because it has a lot of break on it. The sweeper, 84 to 87. That's the sweeper that I want Sloan to have, right? Sloan, I just said his sweeper's 80 to 85. Egan's already there at 84 to 87. So he's already got more velo on that sweeper, which I think could get it to higher end potential. The curveball is sick. I love the curveball. 60 out of 65 on that curve. Change up 85 to 87 mile per hour. That's just one pitch that I don't really like so much. I love the fastball sweeper curve. The changeup is kind of just like meh. That's just to just keep guys off balance. He doesn't have the command of Ryan Sloan. He's got a 45 out of 50 rating for me on the command. But Egan has like the fastball sweeper curve is just pretty sick.
Yeah, no, I like this guy. I like his story. It kind of was weird to me. He got a back of the baseball card, looked pretty good. 2.67 ERA coming out of college, .9 WHIP. 14 strikeouts per nine. Come on, man. And he didn't quite get the love. But I love the build from the get go. And he got a great mustache, and he had that arsenal, and also he's got a cool story. He had brain cancer when he was a kid, and so they cut him. They cut some of that cancer out of him, and he's had some adversity he's been through. Just kind of an interesting story. He's sharpened his faith over the years. I just like him as a person from the way he presents himself, and this is something that scouts actually do look at. Something where maybe we lose in our stat heavy, metric heavy kind of modernity, right? At the end of the day, now we're learning that Jordan Walker might not be really preparing for games like he should be. We're learning that Taj Bradley doesn't know about watching tape or doesn't want to. And that's why he's been inconsistent or bad. And it's like, so it's an extremely mental game, and you're telling me you don't want to know what he thinks like, who he is as a person, who he's going to be over the grind of a 162-game season, an extremely hard sport. Again, and if you're a pitcher, you're going to have your arm blown out probably at some point. How do you bounce back from that? Like Sakura's like gone the other way with it. Sakura's another guy I just love. He's like, oh man, so good. God, this is all God, dude. I'm friggin' actually gonna. It's gonna be better now. I'm actually gonna be so much better. It's just like he had this big passionate post, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's all about it. And he's just never gonna give up. So I love those kind of guys. They love ball. They love life. And Daniel Egan's a guy who I have in a lot of leagues. So frustrating. He's on my short list for our salary cap league. I was just adding a bunch of guys at the end of the year. I picked up Joseph Sullivan was my last pickup before the leagues froze our prospects. But gosh, I picked Steven Zobak over Daniel Egan. That felt foolproof. He was looking like a stud who was proximal. He looked like he was almost in the big leagues. He completely blew up and was brutal this year. Sorry, Steven. That's what happened. So Daniel Egan. Now I don't have a first round pick, and he's going to go like top 20 probably.
Yeah,
top 10 maybe. He might go top 10. I don't know.
I think I picked like 12 or something in that. I want to say.
Would you take him at 12?
I haven't done the math to see who's available, but
would you take him 12 if it was just him
range.
And our FYPD guys, our typical like draftees? Would you take him 12? I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he might be the best guy available at that point. There's a very good chance. Number 88. Talk about a guy who's just drafted. We actually have a draftee, an FYPD guy right here. Number 88, Ike Irish with the Orioles. Sounds like he's not going to play catcher. Sounds like he's going to be first base outfield. They also drafted Bodine, so they drafted a catcher too. And they've got Adley Rutschman and Samuel Basayo, so I don't think they need a catcher. So it sounds like he's going to be in the outfield. But at A-ball, dude, he's already raking 314, 385, 429, bomb, steal. I just love his swing so much. Like he's got this old school, like late 80s, early 90s feel to him. That's why I comped him to Will Clark. Because like all my comps are like 2000s or above. But I was like, no. Like me as a former Cardinals fan, I remember like the one season Will Clark was there. And I was like, no, this dude just reminds me of Will Clark. And then I like pulled their swings out together. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that's it. That's freaking it. So that's what I comped him to is Will Clark light. But I love the swing. It's just a beautiful, beautiful late 80s, early 90s style swing. 22.9% barrel rate, 80.6% contact rate through 9 games of pro ball. 112 max EV with the wood bat. So like I think you've got a really good hit power guy right here. Like he's not gonna give you the speed. His plate approach is okay, but I think he's gonna be like a really good number 5, number 6 guy. He's gonna be one of these big RBI guys for you for a long time here. Ike Irish with the Orioles, especially in that lineup.
Yeah, no, it's a name that I love. I'm a big name guy. Big name, big face. You got to have it all. And so
Moneyball. Yeah. What kind of girl? What's the girlfriend look like?
I mean, those guys had jobs for a reason, buddy. And so Ike Irish, I like that name a lot. Now he seems like he'll be all right. I mean, it's good as much as we've been a little bit disillusioned. I still think that it's a good development work for bats. I think he's going to get a He's gonna get as much development as he can handle. It'll be nice to see what happens with him going forward. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with him. I'm looking here at his fielding. Yeah, it seems like he's moving off of catching already, as you said. Yeah, nothing that jumps off of the page yet on the back. I mean, just kind of mid so far, but that's fine. I'm not that impatient. Some people think that college bats have to come out and blow you away immediately after they're drafted. This is a situation where maybe because he hasn't smashed like 10 home runs already, catching everyone's eye, maybe you can get him at a good value in FYPDs. I think this would be one of those guys who could surprise us next year. Maybe it wouldn't surprise you, Tim. Nothing gets by you, but maybe he'd surprise the rest of the world.
Yeah, Ike Irish. 87, Troy Melton with the Tigers. This guy's already in the pros, so we don't have to spend too much time on him. And he was also like a big T10 guy. Like, what did he make the T10? Like 3, 4, 5 times this year? I feel like we talked a lot about him on the podcast this year. But I'll just, throw out here like my comp. I threw on a bigger Nate Eovaldi is the comp I threw on him. Tons of pitches, right? He's got fastball, cutter, slider, sinker, curve, split, just tons of pitches, 55 out of 60 command. Troy Melton is a guy that really, really, really broke out last year or this year. He was good last year, but this year he just really broke out. He's in the pen right now for the Tigers, which is actually great if you're trying to get dynasty value on him, because if he was starting, it would be really hard to get him next year. But I think because he's in the pen, it's going to give his value. It's going to underrate his value going into next year. He's definitely going to be in the rotation next year. So I think this is a good buy opportunity on Troy Melton going into next year. Just don't forget about him. But don't this offseason, don't forget about him just because if you look at him, you're going to see, oh, he's in the pen, man. And he's going to start and trust in that. What do you think, Doc?
I agree with everything you just said. I will add if they win the Super Bowl, they win the World Series. It's freaking football season to get in my head. I think that might add to, if he plays a big role in the playoffs, it might add some hype to him. So hey, if they're an early exit or if he just blows up in the worst spot, maybe that's yeah, I agree. I think you're right. I blew a big wad on him in one of my 30-man leagues. He came off. It was similar to our league where he got the debut, and it's fab, right? So I chucked all my fab on him, I think.
You got him? Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think he's a premium prospect, and there's not too often. You don't know when those guys are going to come around. Last year, I waited and waited, thinking Christian Campbell and Quinn Matthews would get the call in September, and I blew a number one waiver claim. So what are you saving it for, kid? The prom? You got to go out there. An old guy used to say that a lot. It's kind of perverted, I guess, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's funny, though. I like that. 86, Alfredo Duno, catcher for the Reds. I've seen him a lot this year. Really fun player. I know this is another guy that Ross loves. Ross loves Reds. He's a big Reds fan.
He's a Reds fan. He literally is a Reds fan.
Oh, there you go. That's why. I didn't even know that. So the hit tool, okay, 69.9% contact, 71.1 zone. You can live with that just because the other tools are good enough. The plate approach is excellent, 18.8 walk and 18.8 K rate. I don't know how you do that over a full course of a season, but he's done it. And the EVs are great, 106 90th percentile, 111.3 max EV. The dude is huge. This guy is just a monster. He's a beast. More athletic than he looks too, because he's and this is the thing, he's listed at 6'2", 210, but there's no way, man. I've seen this guy live. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5". There's no way he's 6'2". He is way bigger than that. He just towers over everybody. So I think he's more 6'4", 6'5", probably 240, 250. But I put comp shades of Salvador Perez with better plate skills, not as good defensively. That's the comp I threw on him. But I like Duno. I think he's a high riser. He should be seen as one of the upper tier catching prospects at this point.
Ivan Herrera hits a home run as you say that. I think we've talked about this guy. He does what I'd like to see from a DSL kid jumping to professional ball, and it kind of shows it shows that it doesn't happen overnight sometimes, right? Especially if you haven't really had any proper development and you get into American ball. Yeah, American training is the best, folks. Sorry. 51% contact rate in DSL, 64% first year in A ball. And then this year, 71%. So 71% is nothing to get jump for joy over, but it is, because when you look at all the, how he was struggling before that, right? So we're happy to see that. And yeah, I've heard that he's a big human being, and I think you could believe that when you see 15 home runs from a teenager. So very exciting. I don't know why he's running again. He's getting caught stealing all the time, walks a ton. This is, I think you're right. There's like a lot of fun here, and maybe a guy, if his knees can handle it with all that size, maybe he can stick behind the plate. Back in the day when you'd have to have a guy charge at you, you have to take those home plate charges and hold on to the ball. That's who you'd want back there, Alfredo Dono. You never have a Freddie Freeman back there in those days. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I get roasted.
Yeah, he's a monster. 85, here's your boy, my boy, outfielder Joshua Baez with the Cardinals. Probably the most underrated minor league season in baseball this year. I think his numbers are better, actually, since I wrote this. So if you're watching, you can see his numbers from 824. Pretty sure he hit a walk-off home run the other day. Yes, he is now hitting 285, 381, 488 with 17 bombs and 49 steals on the season. And unlike Nate George, he doesn't get caught stealing all the time. Only 8 caught stealings. So like he actually is really, really good on the base paths. I comped him to a pre-Crouch Joe Adele. Like before Joe Adele changed his stances here, like that's exactly what he looks like at the plate swinging. He looks like Joe Adele's mechanics. And he kind of has like a Joe Adele prospect track record too, because he was pretty bad last year and has just blown up this year after like having a really good 2022 season. 2023 and 2024 were pretty terrible. I kind of wrote him off. I was like, man, because I loved him when the Cardinals drafted him. He's a second rounder. Came up, looked great. 2022, I was like, oh, this kid's going to be awesome. And then terrible in 2023. So, okay, we got another season. Hopefully he fixes himself. Terrible in 2024. Wrote him off. I'm like, okay, 35% K rate. This kid's done. And then boom, here you go. Fixes the plate skills. And now you've got a beast. 114 max EV on the season. So, like, he has like 30 skills. So maybe you're right. Maybe me at 85. I feel like this is the thing. I feel like nobody has him as a top 100 guy. And I'm like, okay, I'm like putting my flag here, putting him at 85. But like with the season he's putting up, that's a top 50 prospect season. So maybe you're right.
Yeah, I was pretty aggressive with Joseph Sullivan. I came out, I was like, he's a top 20 prospect. I mean, maybe he's falling to a top 30 prospect. I think Joseph Sullivan has extremely high upside. And then Michael Halpern, a visible brick wall. Yeah, so he was like, oh, yeah, you got your guy. I got my guy, Joshua Baez. And I was like, oh, let me see. Freaking comping anyone to Joseph Sullivan? Let me see here. And, I don't want to have to learn. I don't have to want to love any more prospects. I want to have only my guys. I'm very close-minded. And so, but I look at the data and I watch the tape. And if someone wins me over, boop, I'm all yours. You're mine. Joshua Baez is becoming one of my guys pretty fast. I agree. I mean, other than guys like Halpern, I think it's like really weird to me. I don't think people have fully caught on yet. He's not even available. It's very frustrating. I'm like looking at my home league on Yahoo. How is Rainiel Rodriguez available? But you can't, like, Joshua Baez is not in the system. Like,
yep.
What's going on? Anyway, that's how bad he was, I guess.
I tried to add him in Yahoo in one of my leagues.
No, I'm looking right now. He's not there. I'm actively, as we're doing this podcast, I'm realizing, wait a second, I should probably add him there. No, 17 home runs, 49 stolen bases this year. I actually forgot he was even that good. It's out of control. In the back of the baseball card, you love to see 285, 381, and the contact skills. Yeah, when you're toolsy like that, I don't need you to hit 80% contact rate. If you're anywhere mid 70s, it's a dream. So yeah, he's got the whole package. It's exactly what people need in St. Louis. After seeing maybe Mason wins, like not. Maybe he'll be fine, but not superstar. Maybe not even like a star.
Oh, dude, he's the best defensive player in baseball.
I think Or yeah, I mean, like he could be.
He's leading the league in outs against average. He's just hurt. He's literally been playing. I can't.
I
remember.
think Mason Wynn will be a star. I don't think he's going to be a superstar. I think Jordan Walker has superstar potential, and it's just not happening, which is frustrating. So my point is, he's exactly what the Cardinals are going to need to get over whenever Miles Michaelis leaves this organization.
Whenever Jordan Walker is traded for nothing, for peanuts.
Yeah.
Number 84, second baseman, third baseman, Arun Escobar with the Phillies. I did not get a chance to see him. I saw the Phillies twice, and when he was on the team, and both times he didn't play. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, I saw Andrew Painter, but I didn't even see Arun Escobar, even though he was there for half a year. Just for whatever reason, every time I went to see the Phillies play, he just wasn't in the lineup. But then he got promoted to high A. So Arun Escobar, really nice season, 274, 365, 411, 10% walk rate, 18% K rate, 12 bombs, 21 steals. And this is what I like. Good solid contact tool. 75.5 contact, but 88.3 zone contact. So a really good zone contact there. And he has above average power, 104.7 90th percentile as a 20-year-old. Yeah, that'll play. 27.5% line drive rate. That's fantastic. And an almost 111 max EV for a 20-year-old middle infielder. Yeah, I love that. My confirm is Jean Segura, though. So, like, if everyone remembers, Segura had a few really good years, and then kind of, like, fell off the face of the earth. So, hopefully that doesn't happen. But, like, he has very similar mechanics to Jean Segura.
When did Vinny Pasquantino get cornrows?
Oh, dude, I don't know. I didn't even notice. He got cornrows?
Dude, no wonder he friggin' started slumping. What the frig is going on? He's got cornrows. I'm watching. I just turned on the game. Yeah, he did this today. Yeah, dude, you're focusing on the wrong things. Goodness gracious, he's got cornrows. Honestly, that's actually really funny, but it looks so dumb. Yeah.
He probably went to the shore, man.
I guess I'm rebellious, and if there's any chance like that, if this was imagine this was 5 years ago, 2020, 2021, 2022, even, people would be so mad. Like, you can't do that. You're not allowed. You can't have cornrows. It's politically correct. Now I'm over here now. I'm just like, I just look stupid. But anyway, I'm like not even on the same page. That's what I think about Arun Escobar, bro. When you have me on, you will not get. No one knows where the conversation will go.
No, that's the fun. It's you're like one of those wheels that you just spin. It's see where it comes up. 83 catcher, former catcher, first baseman, outfielder, whatever they're going to play Ralphie at now. Ralphie Velasquez with the Guardians. My confirm is a more athletic Anthony Rizzo. He's just been on fire. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. 21 bombs, 52 extra base hits. He's in Double-A now as a 20-year-old. He's been absolutely raking since he got to Double-A. 78.1% contact rate. So he's got contact, he's got power, he's got good plate skills, and he's finally getting batting average. Because before, like, I was like, okay, like he's got listed on Fangraphs as 30 speed, and I'm like, how does this guy run like 220, 230 batting averages? I was like, it doesn't make sense. He's such a good hitter. I was like, he just must be that slow. This must be like a Max Muncy situation where he's just like gonna be a bad batting average guy because he's too slow. Maybe he will be when he gets older, like Rizzo, for instance. But I really like Ralphie Velasquez. Like what he's doing as a 20-year-old is insane. He's hitting 371, 473, 710 in 16 games at Double-A as a 20-year-old. What do you think about Ralphie?
I think it's a great story of redemption. A guy who a lot of people were writing off, and then last year he started popping off again on Scout the Stat Line. Remember, we were forced to talk about him, and I was like, "Oh, this guy!" And I looked, and I'm like, "He's so young," and it just seemed like the back of the baseball card was so hideous. At high A in 2024, I mean, only 19 games, but that wasn't great. I mean, really, yeah. He's only basically he's had some cold snaps, cold droughts. I don't know, man, but he's had a lot of good stuff too. It's been fine. It's been a little bit roller coastery. He's crushing it at Double-A right now. 16 games. Back of the baseball card is jumping off. Yeah, walking more than he's striking out. So that's great. And so this is a guy who I'm not sure if he's really getting any love right now. Is he?
From me,
Yeah.
I've been talking about him a lot the last few weeks. So from me, I heard someone else talking about him too. I can't remember the other day, but he's on fire right now. Maybe it's James Anderson talking about him, but he's just been absolutely on fire lately. Number 82, moving along here, is Demetrio Crisantes with the Diamondbacks. He got hurt, so like his stats have not changed since my last update because he was out for the season. But which sucks, and that hurts his ranking because I probably would have him in the, I would probably have him higher if he was not hurt. But he has he had, I guess, an 86.1% contact rate on the season, which is ridiculous. And he has posted as a 20-year-old 117 max EV. And that's actually when he's 18, when he's in complex. He had a 117 max EV. But in 2025, he had a 106.5. So I don't know, like complex league EVs, how real that is. But like I've heard people comp him to Ketel Marte because of the EVs that he's put up. But I think, again, second Xander Bogaerts comp of the pod, I think he's more like a Bogaerts than a Ketel Marte. But, if he's going to hit to 117 max EVs, there's only one middle infielder in baseball who does that, I think. So that's Demetrio Crisantes. What do you think about Crisantes besides that he makes you want to go eat a French pastry after you hear his name?
He was big on Scout the Stat Line as well, so that's how I'm familiar with him. And it's unfortunate with an injury like that and a shoulder injury. How big is this guy? I'm actually just reading your write up. I'm not even looking him up because I know a fair bit about him. But isn't he like a little bit smaller?
Yeah, only 6 foot. I mean, he's a middle infielder, so that's actually a decent size for a second base.
No, he was like kind of skinny. And I feel like he's grown as well. So that's good. That's bigger. He's got some projectability for a young guy. But it's interesting. This was a guy with his name like that. I was like, oh, this guy's DSL. No, I believe he's actually born in America. Yeah, he's Nogales, right on the border. Right on the border. Nogales is right there on the border. I'm not exaggerating. It is a border crossing town. So but that's a huge difference, right? That means he got the American system and everything. So that was part of the reasons I was higher on him than some of these kids who maybe didn't have the best development over in the islands. So yeah, good guy to maybe, I don't know. Hopefully you can buy low, but I'm not a huge fan of a guy who's not big to begin with having a shoulder issue. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe his power is sapped to start next season or whenever we see him again. So maybe wait for that dip and then buy.
Yeah, love it. Good point. 81, your boy, Travis Fedora. I dropped him quite a bit because of the injury.
Light a candle.
Yeah, it's sad.
That's not good.
But obviously a baller. I had him at 24 before the injury. I probably would have had him top 20 in this iteration or 15 or something if he didn't get hurt. He might even be my number one pitching prospect when Chase Burns comes off. However, that's the way the cookie crumbles. He out for a little bit, so he's going to fall down the rankings because this is a guy that you're going to wait an extra year on. He probably would have been up to start the year or at the beginning of the year next year, and now you're going to have to wait a whole nother year on that. So that is the sad thing about Travis Sikora right now, but obviously amazing pitcher. Like if you look at my grades, he's got a fastball 93 to 100. I throw a 65-70 on it. He's got the slider. I throw 55-60 on it, and then he's got the splitter that I throw a 60 to 65 on. So just fantastic stuff from this dude. Too bad we won't see him until 2027, I guess. Middle of 2027, maybe he makes his debut.
Yeah, so it's like people, they hear that he can touch 100 coming out of high school, and they're like, oh, that's the pitch. That's and I see you actually have that as this best pitch. It's the splitter that's really the moneymaker. It's the fastball is good, but it's got some, I guess maybe shape you'd call it, not like a shape master, but it's not as much of a lights out pitch as the splitter is, and frankly the slider is pretty elite too. It's got 3 potentially plus pitches, That's why Sikora deserves the hype. Plus, he's huge. Like 6'6", 250 or something, 240. And yeah, he's got a really good head on his shoulders. Love it. He's just not, he's like this nice Christian kid from Texas, but he's got a level of aggression. Like I remember his interview after the draft. He's like, "Hey guys, yeah, I'm just like so happy to get my start and so excited to go out there, and just thank God every day for this. But also, I want to prove every single team that skipped on me. I want to prove to them why they should have picked me." I'm like, "Whoa, where'd you go with that?" Like he's got that chip on his shoulder. He's got that aggression as well. He's not just a schoolboy, and he's gonna go out there and he looks up to Nolan Ryan. That's why he does the leg kick like that, and so. Maybe that's something that'll have to change if that's what maybe led to the injury. Hopefully not, because I like quirks like that in baseball. But yeah, he's one of my favorite prospects. It's going to be tough. There's going to be a nice buy low window he probably won't come back to 2027, so we may lose Sikora hype between now and then. I recommend maybe around next year's trade deadline, try to make a deal.
Yeah, the fastball you mentioned, a lot of people think it's not like a primo.
It's good. It's really good. Shape. It's not his best pitch.
No, I'm telling you, it's because the shape. This is Paul Skeens all over again.
Oh, okay.
But the fastball it actually performs a lot better swinging strike rate on that pitch than you would expect because of the shape, because of the extension, because he's a 6'6" monster. So because of the extension that he gets on that pitch at 100 miles an hour, you don't even see it. So that's why it plays so well. So I actually think that that's one that once you get stuff plus numbers on that, people are gonna be like, I don't know. But I would ignore that completely. Just my 2 cents there on the fastball. Number 80. I'm talking about a good fastball. Starting pitcher Jackson Wiggins with the Cubs. That's basically all he's got right now. My comp, I put Max Scherzer-ish. He kind of reminds me of a young Max Scherzer when he was coming up and his command sucked when he was on the Diamondbacks. I don't know if anyone remembers Max Scherzer when he first came up on the Diamondbacks, but he was not good for a year or two. But anyway, fastball 95 to 100. I throw a 65 grade on that. Slider 82 to 89. Kind of plays with the velocity on the slider a bit. 55 out of 60 grade. Changeup 83 to 86. 45 out of 50 grade. Curve is not good. 35 out of 40. Command 35 out of 40. So a lot of people really, really like Jackson Wiggins. I'm not as high. Obviously I've got him at 80, so I think he's pretty darn good, but I'm not as high as many others because people are going to see his nice shiny 193 ERA and his 0.96 whip. But guess what? His Sierra is 291. So some of the pitchers that we've talked about lower in the rankings actually have better Sierras than him. But I do like the fact that his fastball is really, really great. I love when a pitcher has that foundational fastball pitch. But the command is going to be iffy. It's going to come and go. So this is a guy who could struggle when he first comes up. What do you think about Wiggins?
Can you scroll up
to Wiggins? My bad, bro.
That's just for your viewers at home. That's not for me. I don't need to scroll for anything. So yeah, what's he throwing here? He just has one pitch, or
fastball, slider, changeup, curve.
Yeah, but I could have sworn we talked about him. I'm not sure if I'm confusing him with someone. Yeah, so is he not a 2-pitch guy for the most part?
Are you thinking of Didier Fuentes? I mean, he pretty much.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue with him. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say he throws mostly fastball slider. He's primarily fastball slider.
Okay. He's getting away with it so far, even at AA. So yeah, he's 6'6", pretty big Okie from Rolling, not from Muskogee. But. Yeah, 23-year-old. I mean, yeah, this guy. I feel like I must have had him misidentified, and I don't know how hard. I could have sworn we talked about him on the podcast, and there was something we talked about that put me off. But I guess I'll suffer the consequences.
11.
The command looks okay though. In terms of his walk rate, it's fine. It's not great.
This is what sucks for his command. He is always behind in the count. His first pitch strike rate is 42.8%. A lot of people don't look at first pitch strike. And it's funny. I got into a data conversation with John Anderson, who is the stat master, right? geek stat master, whatever. Like, I got into a conversation with him where I was like, first pitch strike rate has a better correlation to walk rate than strike rate in general. And he didn't believe me. And then he ran it and he's like, oh, you were right. Because this is why. It's a mental thing. If you get that first pitch as a strike as a pitcher, the odds of you getting that strikeout or like getting the hitter to reach into something that they normally wouldn't reach at increases significantly. Whereas if you fall behind in the count, then you're pitching behind the whole time and you're trying to catch up in the count. So there's a whole mental game to being ahead or behind in the count. And that first pitch really matters more than the other pitches. Like it literally correlates very heavily to walk rate, more heavily than just regular strike rate. So just
I believe it. Yeah, hey, listen.
Nerd note of the night for you.
Listen, you friggin' geek. This is all I got to say is throw more strikes, kid. Yeah. First pitch strikes. And if you just like say that enough, then I'll believe you.
Especially the fastball, man. Just
don't you don't you love when a coach, like, because we're out here in the nitty gritty, and some manager, some pitching coach will come out and like maybe like Prospects Live or Tim Kanak, someone will go, hey, pitching coach, can you tell us like what you plan to do to maybe help fix this team's pitching this year? Yeah, we got to throw more strikes. And that's like they say that every single time, and I'm like, yeah, dude, love it. That's literally me.
Media level coach speaks. That's what I tell my kid. I tell my kid, just tell everybody you're going to hit the ball harder. This T-ball coach, hit the ball harder. Just hit the ball harder. Each time you go up, try to hit it a little bit harder. That's what I tell him. Yeah. 79. We have our boy, bro. Can you believe this guy made it? This is like the first, I think maybe the first podcast of the year. We talked about Cam Schlittler as a T10 guy. Yeah. It was either the first or the second.
We made a lot of jokes.
Yeah, we made some Hitler jokes. We made some mustache jokes. We had a good time with it. It was fun. And now he's a freaking dude. That's why you listen to the Fantasy Aceball podcast, people, because you would have heard about Cam Schlittler and been weighing in on Cam Schlittler if you were listening to this podcast than if you weren't, because a lot of people probably didn't even know who the hell he was until he got promoted. But we don't have to talk too much about him. He's in the majors. He's almost about to break his eligibility at this point. He's got a lot of really good pitches. He throws really hard. He's really fun. He's got the Schlitt hammer or whatever you call it. But he's a great guy. You got anything on Schlittler before we move on?
Everyone knows about him. He's a stud.
Yep. Next, 78. Tyler Bremner with the Angels, second overall pick. Surprised a lot of people, the Angels did, when they picked Tyler Bremner instead of Seth Hernandez or a Jackson Holiday or Ethan Holiday or or a Liam Doyle. A lot of people thought Doyle was going to be the second pick to the Angels, or Kate Anderson, but Bremner went number 2. Bremner is big changeup, man. People like changeups right now. 3/4 arm slot, big fastball, big changeup. I don't really like his breakers too much. I watched a lot of video on him, and a lot of the camera angles suck. So to be quite honest, like I don't know if my ratings of his breakers are great because I haven't seen him in person, and the camera angles in college all suck. They're like either way left or way right. So it's kind of hard to see the actual break on the breaking balls. So, I don't know, just a little nuance, I guess, to throw on there, because I don't rate his breaking balls very well. But the fastball, I give 60-60, changeup 70-70, the sweeper 45-55, and the slider a 40-40. But he throws mid-90s fastball. Changeup is the bread and butter here for Tyler Bremner.
Yeah, man. I mean, he seems like the boring guy. I probably end up having to root for him eventually one day, because, he's someone who everyone's like, what? No! He's not going to be good. So I immediately, he seems even gross to me though. He's going to be what? He's going to be up opening day, right?
Maybe.
Without any, spring training looked pretty good. Yeah, put him in.
Dude, if he is not up at the All-Star break, that'd be a major surprise to me.
The Angels are going to angel.
Yep,
They're beating the Royals right now, and the Royals are trying their hardest to get a playoff spot. The Rangers and Royals, a couple of my teams, just clinging on.
They're mad. It's the revenge for Taylor Ward. 77. I've got Rhett Lauder here.
How's he still on here?
Because I'm not doing this by service time. I'm doing
I
it only
know.
by innings. So he's still by innings a freaking prospect. But Rhett Lauder missed the whole season, was hurt. Probably would have been in the rotation to break camp if he didn't get hurt. But it looks like he's going to pitch in the Arizona Fall League and be fully healthy for the beginning of the year, pending an injury in Arizona Fall League, which would really suck. But Lauder is excellent command with a bucket of decent pitches. It's kind of like rinse, repeat Michael McGreevy, but like better version of Michael McGreevy. I call him Logan Webb because he's, and this is one of the weird things. His two-seamer is so good. Like, I like his two-seamer way better than his four-seamer because he's got two fastballs. I put a 50-50 on the four-seamer and a 55-55 on the two-seamers. And this is one thing that doing this ranking and looking at all these pitches and watching a ton of video of all these pitchers, Doc, nobody throws a two-seamer anymore. Anyone that throws a fastball that breaks arm side they call it a sinker instead of a two-seamer. So everyone's throwing sinkers, but nobody's throwing two-seamers anymore unless you're Rhett Lauder. Rhett Lauder is like, nah, bro, that ain't a sinker. That is a two-seamer. So the two-seamer I love, though. But changeup is pretty good, 55 out of 65. And then he's got a sweeper. Even though they call it a slider, it's listed as a slider. I think it's a sweeper. Don't fight me on that. Command 60 out of 65 for Rhett Lauder.
Yeah, I like Michael McGreevy more.
Well, ballpark.
Dude, I mean, seriously.
Huge ballpark difference. Yeah.
McGreevy's doing exactly what I said. I'm like, I think he's going to be like, what? Dude, I'm going to set a record for most mentions of this guy's name. McGreevy's going to be like Miles Michaelis, but like when he was good, and so he's just turning out greasy. He's turning out greasy quality starts right now. So Miles Michaelis is a 2-time All-Star, brother. So if you get that out of McGreevy, consider yourself lucky. Imagine he gets a mustache. Ooh.
When you come to Florida, I'm definitely introducing you because you're like his number one.
Have you met him?
No, but I actually, fun story. I'm doing the roof for his neighbor's house. So
we'll get a big box of Keystones, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, brother, Natty Lights." We'll just go. He talks like Hulk Hogan for some reason in my head.
I saw his wife. I haven't seen him ever home, but I've seen his wife home, or unless it's like a housekeeper or something. But I've seen a woman in his house, so it's probably his wife.
You've been looking into Miles Michaelis' house to check out his woman?
I'm doing his roof, the roof right next door. If I'm on the roof, I'm going to see the people next door.
Keep your eyes on the job, bud.
Yeah. Number 76. Finishing strong here. We got Trey Gibson with the Orioles. Big up-and-comer. We've talked a lot about him on the podcast. Mike Kopfram is a bigger Drew Rasmussen. He has a 198 JAERA on the season, which is insane. Under 2 Sierra. The only other guy I think that had under 2 JAERA in these rankings was Travis Sikora, who's obviously hurt. So, it is what it is. But that's how good Trey Gibson has been this year. And he's in AAA now for the Orioles. So you've got proximity. And he's available in a lot of leagues. I see it. So if you want a pitcher who's probably going to break camp next year or be up very, very early for a team that sucked at pitching last year, and it's a good pitcher's ballpark, and he's good, Trey Gibson is probably available in a lot of leagues. So this is a buy now alert on Trey Gibson. Buy him while people are watching football. Don't wait until he's really good in spring training. Buy him now. But he's got 2 different fastballs, and guess what? I think they call it a sinker, not a two-seamer. But his sinker or two-seamer, whatever the hell, is much better than his four-seamer, I think. I throw a 50-55 on the four-seamer, 55-60 on the sinker at 92, 96 miles an hour. The sweeper, 60-60. He also throws a gyro slider with sink to it. That's a 60-60. He throws a curveball that I throw a 40-55 on. I think that curveball can get quite a bit better, I think. The changeup, I throw a 30-40, and then command 45-50. So this is like basically, if you missed out on Cam Schlittler, I think Gibson could actually be a better version of Cam Schlittler.
That's a hot take. That's the hot take of the episode. Especially when you're pitching him when he's got an 8.59 ERA at AAA. But yeah, I think you look beyond that here. I think he's got the size, he's got strikeouts, his command seems good enough. Yeah, he's super underrated. He actually just went in our in our mock draft we're doing right now. He went right after friggin' Brock Wilken. Why? What the heck, dude? No one's supposed to like Brock Wilken except me. That's friggin' it's bananas. I don't like that. So anyway, people are starting to notice, I guess. He went right after Cal Steven, Jacob Reimer, Jacob Marcy, Brock Wilken. So right after also the same right after the round of Susanna, Colby Thomas, Ike Irish. And I got Hagen Smith. I think people are sleeping on him. Is he on your ranks? Is he a top 100?
Hagen Smith?
Yeah.
He's higher. He's a little bit higher.
Good. People are so out on him. Anyway, we can talk about that another day.
Yeah, great stuff. Poor command. He'll figure it out.
It's okay. Yeah.
He'll figure it out. Remember, everyone thought the same thing about Jacob Mizurowski a year ago at this time.
Yeah.
So, all righty. That's a podcast. Doc, you got any zingers on the way out here?
Oh, man. I got a good one for you. This is what my daughter told me. You ready?
Yes. Born ready.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why?
To get to the other side. Waka waka. My daughter is not handicapped. She is 3 years old. So don't make fun of her. And she watched some Muppet Babies. And you know that bear goes waka waka?
Yes, waka waka.
Yeah. Like not talking about Michael Waka.
Oh, definitely talking about Michael Waka. You already made her a baseball fan.
Yeah, no, the second born, I can put her in front of she can be freaking out, put her in front of baseball, and she just like chills out and starts kicking and so happy. And I'm like, oh, here's my baseball girl. The firstborn does not see. She likes doing things with me. She likes hitting. She hits the ball good for a 3-year-old. Could be a softball player, but I think the second born, she's going to be the baseball fan. That's just my gut feeling.
Pro parent tip from a guy with 5 kids. You want your kids to go to sleep? Put on baseball or put on meat eater or bass fishing on your TV, and then put magnesium 3 and 8. They make a spray. Spray it in the inside of their socks, and then put their socks on.
Is that like chloroform, bro?
No.
That pause meant yes.
Magnesium 3 and 8 is awesome for falling asleep. I'll do a health podcast sometime because I'm a freak of nature when it comes to health stuff. But yeah, that will make all your kids pass out without having to go through a bottle of whiskey and doing it the 1950s way. There you go.
This is 1.75. This is
what is that? I can't see it.
Granddad.
Old granddad. That's some good stuff, huh?
That's greasy.
I've never heard of old granddad.
You never heard of that?
No.
The Bonded is good. This stuff is not good. This is like I'm making some decent money now, but I'm still like I'm buying poverty whiskey because I don't know, man. I like this one. This is not the garbage alcoholic, like the bottom plastic. You know the plastics, like the Old Crow. Like yes. I've never even had Old Crow. But I look at it and I think that's not for me, man.
I used to Brita filter my alcohol. I would buy like Pop-Off vodka or whatever and just run it through a Brita filter myself. I'm like, oh, filtered 50 times. Look, I'll do it for free.
That's so gritty. That's pretty gritty.
The amazing thing is how much crap would actually get in the Brita filter from the vodka, and you're like, oh my god, like it actually would work.
Yeah. No, so this old granddad, if you want cheap whiskey that's actually decent, honestly, I probably drank too much of this. It's actually sweet now. It's only 80 proof. So maybe that's a lot for some of you softies out there, but I used to drink harder than that in terms of I like a nice big proof. I had this Indiana guy who made all my whiskey, but he retired. So
no more moonshine. No more moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's Doc Eisenhauer on the X at Doc Eisenhauer. You can also find him at Dynasty Dingers. You can find him on Prospects Live. You can find him doing all the stuff. And then you can watch this on YouTube at the Tim Kanak, or you can listen. Obviously, you've already listened, and find the rankings, the full rankings on X at Fantasy Aceball. Peace out, everybody. Have a good one.